Yo, my dudes, I am compressing a project into just under 11 minutes. This is 2 hours of work, but we're playing it at, times 5 speed here. I decided to make a coin purse, and I had the little clasp and these leftover pieces of quilted fabric, quilt sandwiches to use up, so I decided, why not? So I'm just drawing lines on the back of the fabric that will be inside the purse, so you won't see it. But those are going to be my guides for cutting. I hope you're well as we do this together here. I'm just using my quilting cutting stuff, rotary mats, rotary cutter, ruler, pretty simple. And yeah, we're cutting away here. I did this twice to 2 panels, as you can see. This is a cool way to use up this random scrap that I had. It was too big to throw away, so I thought, why not turn it into something cool? So at this stage, I am going to trace around the edge of the clasp with marker, like you see, so that I can get the edge to fit into the lip when it's time. So before I do anything more constructively, I'm going to embellish with a $sign. I had some spare thread laying around, and I thought, hey, let's make a $sign on my little coin purse. What the heck? I'm just doing chain stitch, or lazy daisy if you prefer. And it's a fun stitch because it's fast. Even though I'm sped up, it's still a fast stitch, and it goes around curves really well. It also fills in areas really well. So if you're looking for a really good versatile stitch, this is one to know. Since this isn't really a tutorial on how to stitch, I'm not really going to elaborate on how to do it, but I could if you wanted me to. Anyway, I just drew the S on with the same marker I've been marking this thing with the whole time, so that I have a guide. And what's kind of fun is that once I'm finished the S and I go in to do the 2 lines that go over the S to make a $sign, I'll show you that you can do this stitch backwards, and it's so handy because it stops you from having to begin and end. So there's also a fun little lacing embellishment that I do at the end as well, just for added stability and durability. So here I am ending this. Snip, snip. There we are. And this is me doing the chain stitch in reverse, so that I didn't have to go and start again. I could just carry on with the pink and still get my chains to go in the same direction. I guess that's what I'm trying to get at. So that your chains will go in the same direction as the other line of them. It just looks distracting to me to have it go opposite directions. I realize that could just be a fuss budgety thing on my part, but I actually really like doing chain stitch in reverse because you can come up a little easier and then you just go through your previous stitch, whereas going forwards you're actually fighting with a loop of thread the whole time. Going in reverse you don't, so it's kind of a neat thing to learn. And a fun trick is, like I've been doing, just flipping your needle to use the eye to go under your previous stitch, like that. That way you don't pierce your thread as you go, because man, that is annoying. That's annoying too, finding a knot. So I just had to cut it and the loop and tie it, because I wasn't taking out those stitches. Not for a casual purse like this, forget it. So here I am going back in, using the eye of my needle again to lace each chain link in the stitching here. It kind of gives it like a piping, like a look of piping almost. I don't know, whipped stitches are awesome. I just really like doing those, so I appreciate this is pure embellishment, personal taste. You do whatever you want, obviously. And there I go up the two lines over the S so that we have a $sign. Do do doodle do under every single link. And you go to the back. And here I am putting pins in to begin constructing the purse itself. I'm just using doubled cotton variegated spare thread that I've had laying around. Again, this is just like a quick, informal, not worrying about anything project. So if I was doing this for somebody else, or if I really, really cared about it a lot, I would have gotten out my sewing machine and I would have just done all this construction with the machine instead. But you know, I own that. Sometimes I just really don't want to get out my sewing machine because it's extra hassle. So that's why on this occasion, I just did everything by hand. I just got my thimble out and went for it. Please don't try doing this without a thimble. You will hurt your hand so much. Oh, ouchie, ouchie. So I just sewed up to the pins that I put in there and used those like a marker. And just knotted. And then I'm going to, of course, do the bottom side and the corners in the same fashion. This is just backstitch, super, super informal. Again, it does the job. It did the job just fine. I've been using this purse for a little bit now since I made it, and I quite like it. It's nice to have all my coins in one place. I don't know if this is a problem for any of you, but I lose my coins. Living in Canada, we have a lot of coins, and it's annoying when you know you have like $20 in coins, but it's all in like the bottom of your bag. It's so annoying. So that was what sort of spurred this project on. It's a project I've been trying to get to for like literally over a year. All this fabric and stuff has just been sitting waiting for me to do it. So that's why. So now I'm attaching the clasp. This took a couple of passes, this process. All I'm doing is I switched my thread to Fireline thread because I plan to do beadworking as well on the edge for embellishment, and I really don't like using anything other than Fireline or Nymo to work with beads. It's just too annoying. So I went around the clasp once with just thread. Then I went back in like you see, just doing stop stitch through every single one of those little holes that's on the clasp. And that holds the bag in place. I didn't feel comfortable just doing it with beads, just the one pass. That's why I did two. But again, that's a personal thing. I've seen lots of people just go through with beads and call it a day. But I didn't want to take the chance. So that's what I did on the other side as well. I just come up next to the clasp, go through the hole. And then when it's time to start adding beads, you come up through a hole, put a bead on, go back down through the same hole. Up, down, up, down. In all, this video is just under 11 minutes long, but in real time, this was just under 2 hours of work to do all this. Of course, not including the fabric panels that you see that I started with. Those were already made. They were offcuts from a different project, so that's why that doesn't count. But all of this handwork that I'm doing here took forever. But it is a really cute little purse, my goodness. I do have more clasps like this for larger bags that I've been kind of hoarding for about 10 years and looking for a reason to use. So if ever you're interested in seeing me do something a little bit more in-depth to do with constructing a bag like this, please feel free to let me know in the comments. This was just kind of a very, very fast, fun little make to show you.